So feel free to just settle down there with a long spine. If you'd like to lie down to begin your practice, when we begin moving, we'll begin lying down. Julie's here. Welcome. Great. Yeah, so we'll begin on our spines if you're comfortable. If you'd rather be seated, that's A-okay as well. And just have, as I mentioned, if you have props at home, if you grab like a pillow from your couch, that's great. Roll up blanket, bolster, block, strap, rope tie, or strap in your bathrobe. So get comfortable here to begin. Really just taking time to settle and come to a space where you're acknowledging your reasons for being here tonight. You're online or in person. What brought you out to your practice here? Your holidays, or somewhere in the middle, or just before the beginning of the work week. How are you feeling? Checking in physically, emotionally. Taking time at the beginning of our practice to set the tone so we can really benefit the most from our hour together, or almost hour together tonight. It's always beneficial to start from a place of a quiet mind so that we can tend to the body and come into that mindful, loving presence with ourselves. So allow just everything to settle here. Allow the palms to soften. Breath to be natural. Feel free to close down the eyes if you like. Letting go of the busyness of the mind. Letting go of the to-do list, the events ahead to come in the week. Dropping into presence, dropping into relaxation. Let's just begin with 5 deep breaths at your own pace to settle the mind and body, signaling the start of our practice. Now the mind's eyes scan through the body, comb through, notice in general if you're feeling tense or relaxed. And try to tune into any areas that are drawing your attention, where you might benefit from a little bit of letting go, or there might be some holding. Know that the state that we're cultivating right now is there. It's within you. It can be maintained, and if not maintained, we can always reconnect with it throughout your days, your evenings, your weeks, as a lifestyle. It's a practice that becomes a little bit easier with practice. Something that I'm always working on and reminding myself of. It gets a little bit easier. So noticing the body, take time now to bring your awareness to your state of mind in this present moment. Notice what's there for you now. Is the mind busy tonight, or quiet, foggy, or clear-headed? Just notice what might need your attention right now. Just consciously looking inward, connecting to what is true in your current experience. Breathe in deeply, welcoming that relaxation to all areas that need it. Just invite that building and growing sense of calmness, contentment, breathing out any tension from your body and your mind. Starting to relax the body sometimes encourages and brings about an ease and spaciousness in the mind. So we try to melt away tension from the physical body first sometimes. And our breath and our mind tends to become a little bit more clear. If you'd like to now, you might connect with an intention. Sometimes beginning of a new year, something that we've already given some thought to. This maybe you can keep it fairly simple, just a word or a mantra. Revisit something that you've already brought to mind this new year. Just maybe a quality you want to embody or experience a little bit more on in your daily life. So we'll begin from a lying down position to gently move the body. Let's start with a full body stretch. Just lengthen, find length in the arms and the legs and the torso. Might feel good to take a big breath in as you reach your arms overhead, lengthen your toes away from you. And then soften with the exhale, just melt down to your mat. Maybe try that a couple times. And then let's bend the knees. Take the soles of the feet to either edge of your mat, so just a little wider than hip distance. And you can open your arms sort of to a cactus goalpost position. Press the low spine into the mat, and then just relax. Let that gentle curve come back. And let's just swish the knees like windshield wipers from side to side, going at your own pace. So it might be nice and slow, one breath to each movement, to each side, or maybe you inhale as you go from one side to the other, and exhale as you go from left to the right, right to left. Keeping the chest faced open to the sky, sort of warming up pelvis, hip flexors, hips. Let's let the knees just fall over to the right next time. You can just let them rest there. You can hug the right ankle over top of the left knee. If you want a little more, you can just press forward with that left knee, the left hip. So you're finding an opening from the left hip to the knee. So tonight's practice is a calm practice. You can take any suggestions that I offer. You can do your own thing, or you can modify to make it more gentle or to give yourself more stretch. Always your choice, your practice. Unwind back to center and then let the knees fall to the left. And we'll hook the left ankle over the right knee if you like. Pressing the hip forward, but keeping the shoulder blades grounded. Unwinding gently when you're ready. Let's bring both knees into the chest, give a little hug there. Rock side to side too. Feels kind of nice. If you want to, you can roll through the ankles here as we rock side to side. Point and flex the toes, just find a little movement in the ankles. Find stillness. You have your strap nearby. Use it for this next part. If you don't have a strap, you might have something like a scarf nearby at home. If you don't have either, then that's fine too. I'm going to just wrap the strap around the soles of the feet, the balls of the feet. Send the legs up, so lengthen the legs. You can still have a bend in the knees if you like. And if you're not working with the strap, just support behind your legs. Just find some length, first of all, in your spine. So maybe tuck the chin just subtly, finding length in the cervical spine, and then reach your tailbone long in the opposite direction towards the top of the mat. Just pull the legs towards your torso slightly with that lengthened spine. And if you want some movement here, you can add a little rotation. So kind of rotating around, guiding the feet as if you were drawing circles in the ceiling. Going a few times in one direction. And we'll go in the other direction. Circles can be as small or as big as you like. Using a little bit of core here for control as well. And then we'll come back to center. Let's lengthen the left leg or just release the left leg from the strap. You can either lengthen it and rest it long on the mat or bend the knee, ground the sole of the foot. Straps will come into the right hand and then open that right leg out to the side. Left hand can ground down on your left hip or stretch out from your shoulder. So we don't roll over to the right. Take some deep breaths here. It's been a while since I've worked with my strap, so probably take a few sessions to get more easeful in this one. So use the breath. Opening up that inner right thigh, outer hip. Try to let the strap take as much of the weight of your leg as you can. And if you're not working with a strap, then just support with your right arm. And full breath. And use the strength of the core, your right arm, to help guide that right leg up to center. And we'll take the straps in the left hand. Let the leg just fall to the left. You may not need to let it fall very much. And you're going for a sensation of lengthening in your IT band and outer band of fascia, the band of fascia that runs down the outer part of your leg there. And we're still keeping the torso facing skyward. You can explore here if you like. You want a little more intensity, you can draw a little more on the strap, so you're drawing your foot up towards your face a little bit more. If you want less, just ease off a little bit. Let's draw the leg up to center. We'll find our half happy baby, bending into the right knee, sole of the foot facing the sky, ankle above the knee. Use your strap, and you can use your strap and your hand. Help deepen here. So keeping that right knee wide, but drawing it down towards the earth as well. Some deep breaths here. And again, if it's more comfortable, you might find a bend in that left knee, grounding the left foot makes it a bit more accessible. Whenever you're ready to release, just switch feet there. So your left ball of the foot will come into the strap, right leg releases to wherever you'd like it to rest. Lengthen your left leg, sole of the foot toward the sky. And then we'll take the left hand to the straps and open the left leg out to the side, to the left side to start. A nice full breath. Try to really release that left leg. Let it be heavy. Drawing a leg up to center, using the core strength, and then switching the straps to the right hand, soften that leg over to the right. And just finding that spot where you're able to kind of find a balance between effort and ease. You don't want pain here. It can be intense. Just ease off on the strap if you need to. We'll bring that leg back up to center, bending into the left knee, finding half happy baby on the left side. Find it kind of a nice assist to use both my hand and the strap. So take the left knee wide outside the ribs and draw the knee down. Breathe deeply. One more full breath. And just release the strap off to the side. Come into full happy baby here for a couple of breaths. So then in both of the knees, taking them wide, ankles above the knees. Grab onto your thighs or your ankles or the bottoms of your feet. You could rock too if you like. Just a little bit of abdominal work. Let's lengthen the legs up to the sky. Reach the arms up as well. Dead bug here, or version of dead bug, will lower our right leg and left arm. So left arm lowers overhead, right leg lowers down to hover, and they both come back up. We'll do the opposite, right arm and left leg lower to hover, and bring them back up, and just work with the rhythm of your breath. It might be inhaling to open and exhaling to close, or it might be the opposite. Just really checking in with your core here. So arms and legs are moving, focusing on pressing the low back into the mat, firming the core all around. Let's do 2 more each side. Bring the knees in, a little hug. Come up to tabletop position. So just make your way there, there's no rush. Right, like a massage along the length of your spine, rolling back and forth. And we're just going to come right into child's pose from here. So take the knees as wide as you'd like. Big toes come a little closer together. Send the hips back towards the heels and then walk your arms forward. Forehead might come to a pillow or a blanket or right to your mat. Take time for a couple full breaths. And here, let's walk the hands over to the right side of the mat. Maybe come just off of your mat. Keep the hips grounded there, so keep that left hip towards the heel. Or reach a little bit farther with your left arm. So you're finding that lengthening sensation all through the left side ribs to the hip. And shoulder. And we'll walk those hands all the way over to the left side. Pulling a little bit with those right finger pads, so you're finding length there. Let's come back to center. Take one breath and we'll meet in our tabletop position. So making your way back to all fours. Right. And then you get there. Find some nice movement through the spine. Knees centered under your hips, wrists under shoulders. Maybe take some cat cows or any variation. A gentle spinal movement that feels good. And it's always nice too to come back to the breath here. Closing the eyes so that you can just be intuitive, as creative as you like. A few more breaths. Just to get into the fascia in the bottom of the feet here, we're going to tuck our toes straight back, get all 10 toes tucked under there. And then take your hips back towards your heels. And for everyone, this is different. You might not want to come right down to a seat. It might be enough just to hover there. Or you might take a bolster, place it there between your calves and thighs. Or you can sit right back. Let's roll through the shoulders over here. Any direction to start. The opposite direction. Here, let's take the arms wide and spread them out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, knees up slightly. And as you bring the arms forward, take the right elbow underneath the left, like your eagle arms. Lift the elbows up and then tip the chin down. So, opening up between the shoulder blades, back of the neck. The arms wide. This time squeeze, and this time as we close, take the left elbow. Lift the elbows, tuck the chin. So wide, breathe in. Excellent. Back to tabletop, and you might need to tap out your feet. Let's just sit back now without tucking the toes. Get into the neck a little bit. And if it's more comfortable to just take a seat, just take a seat. So let's take the chin down towards the chest. And start some semicircle neck rolls. So you go to the right or the left to start, just taking your time. You might want to hold a particular place that feels in need of a little more attention. Just feel free to do that. Tuning in. Noticing maybe where you might have holding tension. Myself, because I can definitely identify where I carry attention. Now have our areas. Just bring the gaze back to neutral, back to our table. And let's come into mountain heart pose or puppy pose. So take the hands and walk them forward. Ideally, keeping the hips above the knees. Sometimes it's difficult because we can't really see that. Walk our hands forward. Walk your hands forward. Put your forearms and forehead to a block or a bolster or the mat. Some people like to open up a little more, bring the chest and the heart down to the mat and the chin. So it's nice for a bit up upper back. You will find you're swaying a little bit in the lower back, but try to minimize that. Nice full breath. Walk the hands back in, bring them underneath tabletop position. Let's thread the needle while we're here. So let's reach the right hand up, ground your left hand, breathe in, chai. Flow here for a minute. Breathe out, reach through, but let's not set the shoulder down quite yet. More time, reach high. Reach through. Last time, reach up. And last time, reaching through, send the shoulder down. This time, set your temple down. You can reach your left arm high. You can press into that left hand as well as the right shoulder. Maybe gives you that sensation of spaciousness across the back between the shoulder blades. You might find a different variation that works for you. If you'd like more of a twist, you can reach that left arm up, bend the elbow even, and take the hand to the other hip, rotating. When you're ready to release, just use that left palm, press into the earth, and back to tabletop. Setting up this time, ground the right palm down. Inhale, reach up high to the left. Thread through with your exhale, not setting the shoulder down yet. Try with your inhale. Exhale, reach through. Last time, reaching up. And then reaching through, setting your left shoulder down, left cheek. Find that space between your shoulder blades. Just shift and adjust and kind of shift your weight so that you're getting that sensation there, but not causing any pain. Sometimes shoulders can be a sensitive area where we are just carrying some previous strain or injury sometimes. So just take care. Another nice big breath. We'll bring the right palm, bring the shoulder, press into it, back to tabletop. ready here to come into downward facing dog. So we'll tuck our toes, glide the hips up and back. Just keep it nice and gentle as you like. Your practice. Maybe pedaling here, exploring movement in some way, any way. Just like with our cat-cow, you might close your eyes and get creative or intuitive. With the hips, or pedaling the feet, or bend the knees. Let's just heavy our heads, let gravity hold the head, let the spine be nice and long. And then we'll find a little bit of stillness here. So hold your downward facing dog. Pressing into your finger pads, the heels of your hands, finding length there. Arms, opening the shoulders, nice long spine from crown to tail, and then lengthen the hamstrings. Let's rise up here 2 or 3 times with the breath. So come up high onto your toes with an inhale. Exhale, press the heels back. One more time, up high, breathe in. And exhale, release. And look to the top of your mat. Just take some tiny steps, making your way forward. Nice bend in the knees here if you like. Find your ragdoll pose. I like my feet at least about hip distance for this one. For me, that works. Just explore your stance and see what works. You might take opposite elbows and cup them in the palms of your hands. Find a little sway. Walk your fingertips from one side of your mat to the other. Or just hang in stillness. Come to stillness. Ground your left hand just sort of between your and above your feet. Bend your left knee. Reach your right arm up. Twist to the right. And then we'll place the right hand where the left hand is. Just center there above the feet. Bend into the right knee. Twist to the left. Reach high. Return that hand down. Let's come to a halfway lift. So rise up, breathe in, hands to the shins. Forward fold, breathe out. Let's rise all the way up to stand, just slowly unwinding. Head will come up last. Arms nice. All down to all that feet up. So I turn it down. Exhale, hands to the heart. Just take a moment there, connecting to that heart space, that place of self-love, self-care. If you guys are feeling all right, temperature-wise. Let's do a bit of an arm flow here. So, on my hands at prayer, we'll breathe in, reach the arms high. Exhale, down to your sides. 2 more times, inhale, reach high. Exhale, reach. Exhale. Back to the heart. I'll sweep them high. And exhale, dive forward, reaching at the hips. Halfway lengthen, breathe in. Exhale, fold, place the hands to the mat. We'll step back here to plank. So that would be tall plank from the toes or soften to the knees. Lower all the way down to the belly, bend the elbows. Then let's take another back bend into your here. So press up to a back bend of your choice. You might be ready for high cobra, but if not, take a low cobra or sphinx. Take a couple of breaths in there. And just check in too that I always like to remind myself, so just say that it's not so much about forcing flexibility in the low back, but finding strength in the low back. So if you think about pressing the pubic bone into your mat, finding length through your spine, reaching up with your crown. So we'll call it soften down. And then whenever you're ready, just press out to another back bend of your choice. Toenails pressing into the mat. Ready, soften out. Come back briefly to child's pose, just a nice counter pose here for that. So send the hips back, knees can be as wide as you like. Take 2 breaths in your child's pose. We'll meet back in tabletop. Getting ready to tuck the toes and come back to a downward dog just briefly. So take the hips high. From here, we're going to raise the right leg up with an inhale. 3-legged dog. And then with the exhale, bring the right foot forward to the outside of the right hand. Then you can soften your left knee down and you can keep high, whatever you like. Stay here for a couple breaths if you'd like. You can bring the hands to a block if you'd like. Another option tonight, I'm going to just take my right hand to the inside of my right knee, roll to that blade edge of the right foot. I'll twist as I rotate that right hip over there. Back to center here, finding that twist, and then just soften into your version of lizard pose for tonight. So again, it might mean bringing forearms to a block. You might come forearms right down to the earth, or you might stay high in the hands. Just find a place where you can soften, release for about 3 or 4 breaths. Move into pigeon from our lizard pose. So if you were low in your forearms, just press up to your hands, and then we'll heel toe that right foot over towards the left side of the mat. And your shin can rest down there on the mat. Any angle is fine. The shin doesn't need to be parallel to the front of the mat. Take a moment, set yourself up, walk your left foot back, and if pigeon, this version of pigeon is not most agreeable for you tonight, you can come onto your spine and find recline pigeon. So just fold down as much as you'd like to. Pigeon. Take about 6, 7, 8 breaths here. Really settling, surrendering, breathing. Trying to soften through the shoulders and the jaw. Two more full breaths here. Release when you're ready. Just press the palms into the mat. We're going to come into, instead of downward dog, we're going to roll over onto that right hip and swing the left leg around so that the right sole of the foot is coming to the inside of the left leg. And we'll take a side bend here. So just lean over to the left, reaching your right arm high. And we're going for, it doesn't really matter how close your head comes to your knee. Really just think about stacking the shoulders. Rotating over through that elbow and shoulder. And full breath. Then use your core strength in your right arm to slowly draw up. And we'll place the palms down, swing that leg around, and we will exit coming back into our downward facing dog. Give that right hip a little bit of movement. Been compressing there, so the right hip and knee and ankle might want to move a little bit. And when you're ready, we'll meet back in downward dog. We'll go through that sequence on the other side. With an in-breath, we'll raise the left leg high. On that three-legged dog. With the exhale, we'll step the left foot to the outside and the left hand. You might have a block handy here. You might soften your right knee to the earth, or you might keep it high. And then you can hang out, or you can take your left hand to the inside of your left knee. Just go over your left shoulder as you roll over onto that outside edge of your left foot. And to the hip in a bit of a different way. Nice deep breath here. And come back to forward facing if you're taking a twist, and we'll soften to our lizard pose. So maybe using block, forearms and hands, maybe stand up on the palms, or maybe softening down to forearms, 3 or 4 full breaths. Transition to that pigeon pose. Press up if you're not already on the palms, and then just heel toe the left foot towards the right edge of your mat. An angle there that works for you, setting the shin down, walking that right foot back, finding length in the spine, and staying high, or just holding forward if you like, or taking this from your spine when you're reclining pigeon. Deep breaths here, reminding ourselves to take, to encourage softness there in the jaw, the shoulders. As we send the breath wherever it's needed here, maybe that left hip. Time for a couple more full, rich breaths. And slowly releasing as you're ready, pressing up. We'll do the same thing here. We'll make some space there, swing that right leg around, rolling over to the left hip and the left sole of the foot. Continuing that right side and take that side bend. So leaning over any amount, just finding a nice side body stretch here, nice little stretching, rotating the shoulder, left shoulder, so it's above the right shoulder. Now, one time. Draw yourself back up. Just bring both legs long in front of us. Lengthen them out. Just find a little movement there. Both legs, especially the left one. Take a forward fold and then come back to a supported fish. So just if you have some props nearby, reach. Set up for supported fish after you take a forward fold here. So just walking hands forward, long spine to begin, and then decide if you'd like to just drape over your legs, round the spine slightly, drape the head, or if you'd like to be a little more active, move the feet from the side. Both of those are great options. It's really just how you feel. Ready, just release, walk yourself back up. And so you can decide how you'd like to set up your blocks or set up a bolster down your hip line with your spine for your supported fish. If you are using a bolster or rolled up blanket or cushion, it's just going to go beneath your shoulder blades and your lying back. You might want a cushion for your head as well. If you're using blocks, you might want mid-height or low height for your block. One's going to go beneath your heart space and the other one beneath your head. So take whatever version you'd like tonight. Sometimes we need a little softer version. Sometimes the blocks feel good. And you can bring the soles of your feet together if you like. Find reclined butterfly, or legs can be lengthened, or really in any posture for the legs. Just make sure you've got that sweet spot there. Make sure there's no pinching or pain. If there is, just take a softer version. Take some deep breaths. You may want to place your left hand on your heart, right hand on your belly, or you might want your arms at your sides, palms up. Or for a little more opening through the shoulders, you can bring your arms out to a goalpost position or even overhead slightly. This is our last posture before Shavasana, so we're slowing right down. Preparing for our final relaxation. this is working really well for you, comfortable here, and you'd like to stay here for your Shavasana, you can do that. Otherwise, you can slide your blocks out off to the side or place them wherever you like, the knees or the calves. Take time to settle into your Shavasana tonight. A little chillier today, so you might want to blanket, socks. As you settle into Shavasana, check in with the hands, soft and relaxed, no gripping. The jaw, part the teeth if you like, the lips can be closed or open. Smooth the brow and soften all of the tiny muscles around each of your eyes. Taking this time, some calm breathing, feeling renewed source of energy that will guide you through your week. Simply breathe deeply into the heart. Take this moment to thank yourself for the time that you've spent on your mat, doing something that serves you, serves others around you as well. Moving and breathing, simply being present with yourself. to release your shavasana with gentleness. Just becoming aware of the energy of your surroundings to begin. Find some small movements. Eyes closed, maybe rolling the eyes behind those closed lids. Noticing the movement of the torso, the breathing, deepening the breath. Allowing any other small movements when you're ready. Maybe closing your practice tonight right where you are. Going over to one side and making your way to seated. And take a breath together here. From the ears high with a nice full breath in. Palm to palm, exhale, hands to the heart. And take a moment here for any positive thought that will set you up for success. Wonderful practicing along with tonight. Thanks so much for being here. Let's do